Hello, hello, and welcome back to Shadow Space with my buddies. We got Tristan
As the voice of Barbara the Barbarian?
yes, as Barbara the Barbarian, who I've still yet to get to make the artwork of. Don't worry, that's literally the next stream I'm gonna do on the Twitch end.
Oh boy.
Jade as the wonderful Torian.
Hello.
And Doodlezar as Hopper.
Hello.
Yee. So, do you all want to recap where we left off real quick?
Yes. If that's okay with the rest of the council.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Do it. Recap.
So, that's your job.
Well, I was asking if one of you wanted to recap. That was why I thought you were volunteering.
Oh. No.
Oh no, yeah, okay.
I don't know what. I don't pay attention to these.
We're off to a good start. So I'm very chaotic energy today, just so all the viewers and the players know. So I apologize in advance for my stupidity.
We have a chaotic neutral DM. This is
fine.
unsettling.
It's okay, Brian. We can counter it with our own stupidity.
So, you have all been for the last couple of sessions on aboard the Genomed Corporation's ship, the Lazarus, which had gotten stranded within deep space for reasons that they did not know, and you are being sent in to investigate for them. What you discovered was that a union had formed aboard the ship amongst the engineers, attempting to overthrow the rest of the members of the company and take the ship for themselves. The union itself the union primarily forming around a individual who had fallen into the engine of the ship, which caused him to mutate into a being with divine powers of flesh manipulation and genetic rewriting capabilities.
Ew.
Which led to all of the crew members worshipping the man.
A mistake it was on their part.
Luckily, through the help of a Geno soldier you had befriended, an experiment that was a person who was created through experimentation on this ship, you were able to...
The best of us.
Yes, Trampy. You're able to defeat the horrifying flesh monster that was the Union leader, via blowing up the ship's engine, which does sadly leave the ship floating aimlessly within space. So, all of you made your way back up to the whole cargo hold of the ship, and after a little bit of retconning of events via all of your star points, you have determined that you have to go and reboot the security system in order to send out an SOS message. And I believe you're gonna all hit the elevator to start going down when we ended last session.
Yes. That is absolutely what happened, and anyone who says otherwise is lying and will be put down.
Put down like a dog they are.
As I said, we created an alternate timeline.
Yes. So, as you, all start to take the elevator down, Trampy looks to you. Which you understand in his grunting language is him questioning, like, hang on, what are we doing? More or less. Because, you know, Trampy and his people want to overthrow the people running the ship and kill them all. So that they're not genetic slaves anymore.
Oh, don't worry, we'll figure something out.
You get down to the security level again, and you start to make your way to the security terminal. And Trampy is looking more and more reluctant in movement, although Trampy's also currently unarmed. And
May I suggest Trampy is also being hugged by Torian the whole way through?
Oh.
because
That's right. I think that was the last thing we
Establishes you. It was
that was
Torian.
how we ended it.
And you and Trampy are similar at similar height because you're both about 8 feet tall.
that's true. Yeah.
So you all slide down to the lower into the lower level where the security is and make your way over to the computer terminals where I believe you had left alive 2 of Trampy's friends. You did.
Yes.
And they're still holed out at the security and are still armed. As they look over and you all enter the room, and Trampy sort of giving a strange look. And all of them start like grunting at each other in their primitive speech form, trying to establish between each other what is going on. Yeah, and you realize they're all starting to come to the conclusion, Barbara, like they're questioning if you guys are gonna help them or not, and they're straight up gonna turn to you and ask, like, what is the plan from here? What are you guys gonna do?
I'm thinking, Trampy. I'm thinking. Gotta be.
The humor
Wait,
helps to fight the tragedy of the situation.
There's gotta be a way we can somehow leverage this situation where we can get paid, but also let Trampy and his friends survive.
Well, we need to set up the SOS so they can come, right? And then I'll turn of that means multiple ships be arriving, right?
Right.
So,
Perhaps there's
Yeah.
a way we can. Perhaps there's a way we can unseal the caskets with all the other experiments.
but only the engineers knew how to do that, and they're long gone.
To be fair, none of you have tried.
Yes, but you forget my 5 foot slightly shorter than me friends.
What?
Oh,
Oh, you're speaking Topper.
Yes.
Hmm?
I have. Give me a second.
The jack of all traits ability?
Jack of all trades and electronic repair, which I
Oh.
don't know if that helps in this particular situation.
Yeah, no, in theory, both of those would give you benefits on attempts to do stuff with the technology.
Also, we could ask Trampy and his friends. After all, they got out somehow.
It was argued, they stated like they were experiments, they were tested, that's why they were out of the
Yeah,
capsule.
they were outside of storage because they were being tested on at the time that everything all the shit hit the fan.
Well, it's worth a try. Maybe there's security camera footage
What do you mean?
of, like, maybe there's security footage of them being taken out of cryogenic sleep.
I'm trying
Oh.
to see that you could find them typing in the password
Yeah,
or
see,
the process
Or
of
if
them
there's like
getting out.
a key or some kind.
oh, that's a interesting idea right there.
Or maybe they just open the latch and it's that simple.
No, opening the latch would be very risky, especially the fact they're already in stasis of slumber. They will mess up everything. You want to wake them up smoothly without causing harm to their brains and stuff.
Yes. And to make sure they don't try and kill us. I run this idea by Trampy.
And Trampy's willing to, you know, take a look with you at the security footage, so you're gonna go to the security terminal and start looking at all the footage?
Yes.
So as you look at...
Perhaps Torian could help me with that, you know, interface with the...
Well,
with
this
the
wouldn't require
computer.
any kind of security check, what you're doing, although realistically Torian is probably the one who should plug themselves into it to comb through it quickly.
Yes.
And
Very well.
going through the footage, you would see, like... I feel like there would be enough security cameras for you to see this. They would go to the floor below, which is where, like... oh no, from here, they, like, interact with terminals in the research rooms over down this way. And those more or less, like, reach down into... or... They have a system that... words. How do I use them?
How do words good?
An automated system retrieves the soldiers from the cold storage and brings them up to here for experimentation and examination. As well as, too, there's some other, like, the floor right below the one you're in is another experimentation room with some surgery rooms and some, like, devices for, measuring physicality and ability and stuff, you know? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you should be able to make use of the systems in order to call on the, do you know what I'm saying? Words.
Are you saying to open the door?
With enough computer skill, you can start calling up the pods and opening them up through the proper processes.
Okay, so we don't even have to go down that level. We can just call them up.
Yeah, now you would do it from either this floor or the floor below.
Oh, we're already on this floor. I don't see why not.
So
Amazing technology these days.
what's the plan then? Are you gonna do that?
What do you say, gang? Do you think we could
No.
awaken these guys from their sleep?
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. We didn't even hear what it was in the background. So, is that what you guys are gonna do? You're gonna start waking up the Geno soldiers?
Torian, what do you think? Do you have any objections to this plan?
I suppose if this may be the best way to help the genome soldiers without drawing the attention of a firing squad onto us, then yes, I say we give it a shot.
Yes, and don't forget, we still control the security measures.
So you're gonna start releasing all of the Geno soldiers and, like, arranging them to stage a revolution. I thought we spent a bunch of star points last time to avoid this scenario.
Look, we're not going to stage a revolution. Well, not yet, anyways. We're just, you know, giving them alternatives. You know, giving them the option to, you know.
I
let
thought we
them
were
go.
also supposed to convince the rescuers to not take the Geno soldiers as slaves, but it's been a while.
Yes.
So what are we doing? You're gonna release, or you're gonna sit there and release all of the people? That's the plan right now? Yes?
I think so. We seem to all be in agreement on this. Correct me if I'm wrong, gang.
Okay, but we still need to make the security switch and call for help.
I thought we already
Right.
did that.
No,
I thought
that
we already called for help.
you're coming down here to call for help and have not yet.
Oh. Well, why don't you send out the all clear signal?
But that would require
And,
resetting the security system and giving control of the security system back to the guys who run the ship currently.
Would anyone be opposed to letting these guys out first and then sending out the signal? Hello?
I think everybody's thinking.
Okay.
It's very hard.
It's it's hard because I do want to. I want to help Trampy and the Genome Soldiers, but I also want us to get properly compensated for the work that we've done, and I don't want us to become space pirates yet.
Yet.
Who said anything about being space pirates? Barbara says.
Mm, this is so.
It's-
Listen, guys, I'm not trying to guilt you into anything. Just remember, we would have never gotten out of there alive if it weren't for Trampy. Fuck.
No, I totally agree with you. He's been an amazing help and everything. Okay. Where is this coming from?
What's up?
My PC Discord
Oh.
freaked out. It was father, he was calling.
Yeah, so, what is the plan? Are you all gonna start releasing the people? Or...
If we start doing that, they're gonna think we're stealing.
They won't know you're doing it because they don't have visual on what's happening down here.
Yeah. I mean,
It-
as far as they know, they were out of their pods when we got here. Right, guys?
Yeah, but
So, do we want to make it seem as if the release from the pods and the carnage that will ensue was the idea and the device of the Genome Soldiers and not us?
Realistically, that is what they would do if you never showed up. That was the plan they were working on from the get-go.
What?
That their plan before you all arrived was to release each other from storage and overthrow the people aboard the ship.
Your internet is going in and out.
Oh.
I can't hear you.
Oh, hello?
Oh, that's better.
Hello?
Hello.
Okay, can you repeat what you said?
Their plan had been, before you all came along, to overthrow the guys running the ship. And overtake the ship, you know?
Okay, well that's why I was hoping Trampy could convince them on our behalf
Convince them to do what?
to not overthrow the ship.
Trampy
Well,
wants to
that's what-
overthrow the ship still.
yeah, we're not changing his mind.
Yeah.
Guys.
What? It's very difficult, yes, but if we help them, they're still gonna do what they wanted to in the beginning. So by the time rescue comes, everyone is in danger.
But look at this. Look, Trampy right here is living proof. I pat him on the back. Is living proof that they can change. Otherwise one of us would be dead by now. We would have killed each other. But look at us. We're
are the
we're
only one that
pals.
was able to communicate to them. We cannot.
It's because I'm the only one who tried.
Even if we both tried, points Torian herself, we were not able to fully understand their communication. It's definitely unique and otherworldly. Not saying like we will not choose one over the other. We both acted in defense. And releasing a whole army on a ship that only has like maybe 20 guards and more scientists than weapons is pretty much sending wolves to fodder.
I think if we can somehow mediate the situation, we can convince the scientists to let these guys go and treat them.
Do you want to go up and
And
talk with the scientists about that?
We had the same conversation before. They're gonna say
Just
we're
in the
stealing.
in the
money.
alternate reality, you had the conversation and they had no interest.
Yeah.
The most we can talk to is the company, the ones that sent us up here in the first place to call for their assistance. Once the company sees that we did what was told, we'll at least get paid. And hopefully from there, maybe they'll listen. That's just me thinking optimistically.
So this is it.
Perhaps for now.
Fine. If
For
that's
now.
what you guys, Barbara looks at you two, feeling a little bit betrayed. But she's almost like she's about to. Her lip trembles a little bit. But then she looks resolved. I guess she said, "Fine. If that's what you two want, fine. But you guys have to be the ones to tell Trampy that we're not gonna help him."
They physically cannot.
And then I look at Tori and I say, I thought you of all people would have understood what it's like to want to be treated as an equal.
I fully understand. But
Somebody's video is
Unfortunate-
audible in the background. I'm just gonna shoot that out.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I can teach you the words to say, but I'm not gonna be the one to say it.
Very well. Very well.
All right, Torian. What you're gonna say is just like that. I take it Torian's just gonna like record my voice and just play that back.
Victorian is going to.
And I even include like I didn't want this as part of the statement to Trampy.
Hmm.
So Torian is going to look to Trampy. I place their hand on Trampy's shoulder and tell them,
Beautiful.
Should
Oscar
roll
award-winning.
for translation for
So
whether or not it's lost in translation.
what exactly was the phrase you were trying to say? You were trying to tell them what?
I was trying to say, I'm sorry, we can't. We cannot free your colleagues and help you overthrow the scientists.
Hmm.
Despite what me, Barbara, wanted to do,
I
we
think we
can't
should
help
probably
you. Sorry,
we should probably include something
but
along the lines of
hopefully we
if
can
we try
still
to
be
help.
friends.
I think we should probably include something along the lines of if we try to help you, if we try to stage a revolution of sorts now, we will die.
It's not you, it's us.
Does Barbara include that like they will die if they try and help? Does Barbara include that in the translation for Torian?
Does Torian suggest that?
Yes, I think you just did,
I
right?
think Torian, yeah, I think Torian would suggest it just
Then-
to.
Then Barbara sighs and includes that, even though she doesn't really believe it.
They all let out Trampy lets out sort of a defeated sigh and like, and all of them, and the other two who are still armed,
Barbara goes boo.
the other two who are still armed raise their firearms. And they intend to fire upon you three. The "bah" you know is more or less their language or their way of saying like, all right, like so be it. Because their language isn't like a super nuanced one. It's more like a give the idea of your message rather than a one-to-one translation, obviously. But they basically said the equivalent of "so be it," and rose their weapons.
Then
All right.
So they're going to attempt to fire on you. What do you all do in reaction?
Torian's going to throw up their shield. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry if you hear background noise. My family is loud.
Oh, I don't hear any background sound.
Yeah, me neither.
I could hear it. I could hear it through my closed door.
So Torian's gonna throw up a shield. What are the others gonna do?
Yeah. Should one of us try to send out the call?
Well, Hopper is going to try to.
So Hopper's gonna go to the terminal and try and hit install the reset that will give control back to security and send out the help beacon, or allow them to send out
Yes.
the help beacon.
Yes.
All right. And what is Barbara gonna do?
Barbara is going to take cover behind Torian's shield.
All right. Let me roll to see if the shield gets up fast enough. Which is going to be, just so you know what I'm rolling for, it is going to be a level 2 difficulty to get the shield up fast enough.
Okay.
Which...
I'll let it happen without adding any dice.
Okay. You succeed. So they fire upon you, and all of the laser shots bounce off the shield, or get absorbed by the shield. Which, although actually they're using automatic weaponry. So let me see how many bolts shoot out, because they're... Oof. So, yeah, this is the issue with shield versus a semi-automatic weapon.
Ooh.
1, 2, 3, 4, and from here it gets, 3, and from here it's gonna split 3-way the damage. So that's going to be 11. What's 11 divided by 3? It'd be 1, 2, 3, 3 with 2 left over. So
3 and 2/3.
yeah, 3 with 2 points left over, because I can't do decimal values with this. Luckily, you're all wearing good armor. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna do more or less a coin flip to see where the remaining shots go. The remaining 2. Here and here. So, they fire their guns upon you, and it chews into your armor a little bit, and brings down the bubble shield, because it's like such a heavy rapid fire of shots.
A bubble shield.
And Hopper runs forward towards the computer terminal and quickly like starts typing and it activates or sticks in the little device you all would have been given. Or no, you wouldn't have been given a device. You were just told to run a reset of the system, which you do. And so the security system returns to the control of the cockpit, which means they're now free to send the help signal when they need to. And the Genosoul, that's the end of that round of combat. And well, technically you all still have a minor action. So you could all run into the hallway if you wanted to.
Where are we?
You're in the security room right here.
Okay, but where?
Specific positioning is not a thing I worry too much about, because I like a fluidness to the action scenes and the way things play out, so it is a minor action to leave the room, and it is a free action to move around within the room.
Okay.
Because I do stage-based combat or zone-based combat.
Yeah, but I know. But if we knew what was in the room, that would help us.
Oh, well, you've been in this room previously. One wall is completely covered in monitors and keyboards, and there's a number of other stations. Think like Houston Central Control, kind of look to things. Because this room is used to monitor all of the security of the ship. You know? And you are all sort of more or less towards the middle of the room when combat broke out. It's a very small version of Houston Central Control. Although scale is something I'm just kind of not entirely sure of, because I'm not a map and level designer. If and when I ever make a fuller version of this, I'm definitely going to get other people who know how to make maps better than me to make maps better than me.
I think Torian might try to head into the hallway, or leave the room.
Does everybody else leave the room, or do they stay in?
I am going to... Oh, I only have a minor action.
Yeah.
I guess I
Well,
try and leave the room with... What?
I just realized I should have had you do a defensive action because you were trying to... Hang on. I didn't do a defensive roll for you earlier, which would affect how much damage you took. You took 1 less damage from your defense, because you said you were doing a dedicated defense action earlier. Oh, hang on, I just realized I rolled wrong. 2 less damage. So you're going to get back 2 of your shields you lost.
Cool.
2 of your armor, I should say. Yeah, because they're using semi-automatic weapons, and what that is good for is those chew through shields, but do fuck all to armor. Whereas a strong, because a shield will absolutely block all damage from 1 energy bolt, whether that energy bolt's doing 1 damage or 1,000 damage, you know? Meanwhile, armor can only block energy bolts as strong as the armor level. In the case of your guys' armor being level 5, you can, if the attack was a energy bolt that did 10 damage, the armor would absorb half that 10, and then the other half would hit your health bar. But an energy shield would absorb all 10. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Barbara still has a minor action. What do you guys... Are Hopper and Barbara gonna leave the room?
Yeah, I suppose
Uh,
so.
Yeah.
So you all exit into the hallway, next round of combat begins, and they are going to pursue you into the hall and continue to open fire on you.
I'm gonna
Oh, and also new round
ju-
begins and some energy shields recharge.
just as I did last week before we were friends. I'm going to like hide behind the door and just get ready for them to walk through.
So attack one with a melee attack as soon as they go through. Which,
Yes, using my... I want to use my plasma blade.
another quick mechanical note to reiterate things is that, melee weapons ignore armor. And your physical blade would ignore a force field, while your energy blade would bounce off a force field. But energy weapons also deal higher damage to armor, which is something I should start reflecting. I'm still balancing out the mechanics, so I just realized because energy weapons do extra damage to armor, I should remove an extra 3 from here, an extra 1 from here, and an extra 1 from here, if I'm remembering my math right. Because they deal double damage to armor energy attacks. Both natural and unnatural. And they deal double damage to health. That's a thing I need to remember in my notes that I don't always carry through in the math. But yeah, anyway. You, words. I can use them.
I want to use my energy blade to like...
Yeah, you're gonna
cut their
attack one of them
rifles.
when they come through. Cut the
Yeah,
rifle?
to, like, yeah, cut its rifle in half.
Alright, the rifles are created out of they would be created out of shadow plate steel, which means in order to cut it in half, you would need to roll a 5 on your attack
I'd like
roll.
to add a star.
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. What's everybody else's plan? Because I'm not going to do any rolls until everybody's settled in on what they want to do.
Hopper was gonna try to run down hallway to the sky bridge. You know what I'm talking about? The outside bridge.
Like, leave the ship?
Not yet. She's trying to wait for everybody. She
or
just
running to the
door.
escape pod, you mean?
Yeah.
Alright. So you would be able to spend both your minor and your major to get into the escape pod, expelling your whole
she doesn't want to
turn.
She didn't want to go into it. Just in the space in front of it.
Yeah, which... Oh, would only take your minor action, so you still have your major action on hold.
And she's... Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, she would have just turned to face and just... prepare... Just prepare to defend when necessary. You know, defend friend.
Yeah, I'm just gonna quickly mark all of you on this map. So you would be here, or no, that you would be here, Barbara here, Torian. Let me get Torian's color. And then the Geno soldiers are all about to be coming out to fire on you. So you ran over here and are getting ready to defend if anything comes. Barbara's waiting here to attack. What would you do with your minor action after your attack if it lands? I assume run in the same direction as Hopper? Barbara?
Oh.
If you want to hold it and decide later, you can.
I think for my minor action, I'd try and communicate with them.
That's a free action. What would you want to communicate?
You're my friend, and I don't want to hurt you.
And they'd communicate a message of more or less like, you know, this is what they need for freedom. If you're not with them, you're against them. What does Torian do?
Sorry.
You good?
I think Torian's gonna spend their minor action to join Doodle at the front of the
All right, near the
Chase.
escape pod area, yeah.
the escape pod.
And major action too. Do what?
Uh, Can I possibly use my major action to just carry Barbara, to pick up Barbara and carry her with me?
Instead of start interrupting her attack?
Oh, can I do that after?
Yes, okay, we can
She
let it
does
play
her
out in that order. I will allow that major action to carry a friend. So, am I rolling for Barbara's attack?
Yeah.
You have a
Yeah,
blade
that's
mastery, right?
Uh,
Do you have like a training
yes, I have like swordsmanship and
Okay. and jack of all trades? which
melee
are-
attack.
yeah. Oh wait,
Martial
Sword-
artist.
oh martial artist. Okay.
Martial artist and sword training.
And then the star die. And like I said, on a 5, you can cut the barrel of the gun right in half. One of the guns.
Yep.
Oh, you had a burst, which burst. You rolled a 10, which burst into a 10, which burst into another success, giving you a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes and 1 dice break, which is enough to pass. So, you successfully disarm one of them, chopping like the barrel of the gun, or like the front of the gun, like clean off. But because this is a shadow plasma gun, that results in the internal plasma being more or less set free.
I don't know what that means.
So, the way these guns work, right, is they are basically a tiny handheld portal device with a portal to shadow space. That when you pull the trigger, it will, hang on, let me better describe that. They have a portal into shadow space through which they draw shadow energy, and then a system inside that turns that energy into a into dark plasma, right? By cutting the gun in half, you have just released the plasma stored inside, and a volatile spew of caustic energy blast goes flying out at the wall in front of the enemy. Which I'm going to do a quick luck check to see if anybody gets hurt.
Yes. Later.
Which... Yeah, this is just a luck check to see if anybody gets hurt. Sorry. One last roll. No one gets hurt by the gun exploding.
Goodness.
And with that, the Torian picks you up and carries you over here, and these two are now over here.
No, let me go.
And there's one left who's able to fire upon all of you. One last one still has the gun and is able to fire, which they will try and do, but Barbara still has a minor action. And Torian still has a minor... no, I think it would have taken both minor and a major action to carry Barbara over here, realistically.
Yeah, to pick up Barbara and walk
Yeah.
with her.
So, Barbara, if you want, you can run further back into the escape pod in order to not be at any risk of being shot.
Well, he's carrying me right now.
True.
Sorry, they're carrying me.
Okay.
I guess for a minor action, I can like shoot my grapple arm and try and grab the other gun.
That would be a major action. That's too significant of a action to trying to disarm an opponent.
All right, well, I can't really do anything else, so I guess that's
Yeah.
my turn.
So, the enemy's gonna fire upon all of you. So, I'm gonna do a collection of passive defense rolls from each of you. Oh, wait. No, there isn't passive defense rolls. What am I saying? None of you performed any kind of dodge action hang on. God, right, my brain. Because Nora...
I said I act on defense to protect my friends. That was my major.
Yeah, that's right. That's what you said. So as they run over, you're gonna more or less try and like, how are you trying to defend them? Deflecting the blades away with your swords or the daggers?
Yes.
All right, so I'm doing a
Daggers.
defensive roll from you.
Yeah. Brian's coffee really knocked him back.
Daggers.
What is your melee weapon? Is it a short
Is it a
sword?
hit-
Dagger?
Yeah. Yes, a short sword.
Okay. So they has you two run down around the corner. Some energy blasts are fired at you, and Hopper runs over, releasing her hidden blades and literally swiping the laser blasts out of the air, deflecting them away like a badass.
Just one arm. I'm a true Jedi.
Next round of combat begins, and the enemies are going to try and continue pursuing you and firing on you. What do you do?
They're not our enemies.
They're our frenemies.
What are y'all going to do?
Well, again, I can't do anything because Torian has grabbed me.
I assume you're all going to go in spacewalk?
That's taken my agency.
You can try and break free from Torian.
I mean, I'll probably use an action to put you down and then another action to move.
It would not cost an action to put them down. That is a free action.
Okay, I'll put Barbara down then.
All right. What is Barbara gonna do? Being put down
Like Old Yeller.
like the dog she is.
No.
You just call me a bitch.
No. How
Damn
could you,
right.
Brian?
You're both the bitches and the hoes.
Damn.
I say we just get back to the elevator.
Be the bitches and hoes you want to be.
Yeah. You could
I
just
think
run
we
to the
need to-
elevator and ride that up.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Is that what you're all gonna do?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds
We
right,
did.
yeah.
Spacewalk was just right in front of us. That's why. I'm sorry.
And
Sorry, but I mean, if we take the elevator, they won't have access to it.
True. I guess elevator it is.
so you all get, and I'm not gonna bother doing any rolls or calculations because between your armor and shields, they wouldn't be able to hurt you.
We're
Has-
just doing cool action run dodging sequence.
Yeah.
And we just slide into the elevator and hit the button. Let's go.
And you all ride the elevator up to the top floor. And it stops, and they look over and they're like, good job getting the security back under control. And what happened to the Geno soldier that you had?
Barbara says nothing.
They started attacking.
They started attacking. We'll have to inform the backup crew, or the people coming as backup, of what happened with that. Luckily, accessing the subroutines, it seems like the destruction to the ship was minimal, mostly affecting the engineer, or the domiciles of the former engineering staff. None of the research data we had was damaged in the incident.
That's good to hear.
And all of the upper class housing is totally fine as well.
the like awkward laugh.
We've already set out a distress signal, and backup should be on the way soon enough. And so,
That's good to hear.
after a bit of time, eventually backup is going to... or they'll turn to, may we have our armor back, please?
Yes, of course. Hopper takes off armor and returns gun.
Barbara takes off her armor, acts like she's going to hand it to them, but then just drops it at their feet.
They squint.
Exhaustion. Don't mind her. It was quite
Sorry, it's called
exhausting.
the robotic arm.
Forget it. Does Torian still have their gun? Their plasma cannon?
No, you all. None of you have guns anymore. I wasn't really gonna say anything, but because you blew them up.
Oh, right, yeah.
I gave mine
Okay.
to the genomes.
Arguably, they were stolen from us. Yes, snatched.
Yeah.
Torian's gonna take off their armor as slowly as possible, specifically. To
Oh yeah, I
just waste
forgot like
their
how
time.
you just look like a very uncomfortable Eminem, bro.
A very
Like a little
uncomfortable
A little
Eminem.
striptease.
Oh, hot.
Scientists have not seen that in years.
They're all
Woo! They all
into it,
start
but
throwing
they would-
shadow.
But
So-
but they would never admit it.
The money in this world is
cowards.
little metal, like rectangles and coins, and I love the image of them just throwing coins at you.
Aggressively.
Which I've now I added to
Caught
the
your
UI a
ears.
section to track how much money you all have, because you're all going to be getting payment in a moment.
Ooh, money. I'm hearing my whole family being loud like cats. Like, my gosh.
Hello,
I
hello. Okay,
apologize.
sorry,
hello?
I adjusted my microphone and it fucked up. I couldn't hear or say. Neither me nor I don't know if Twitch could hear you guys or not. I know I couldn't be heard. But it's
don't
fixed
know.
now.
Yay.
But yeah, I now have a way for you all to track your money. Yay.
Ooh. We're rich.
Just sliding some things around. So yeah, with that, you're all more or less able to hang out up here a little bit until, after not much time at all, you see the bright purple flashes of a fleet of Genomed ships flying in to reclaim their ship. And after a little bit, a number of soldiers are all coming in, and they look to you and are like, they come on, they're like, how many of the, as they all come up and are talking with the company members, like, how many of the scouts were able to survive? Ah, yes, the 2 scouts are right over there, motioning over to Hopper and Barbara.
Orion is
Ah.
part of the scouts too.
And one of them's gonna be like, 3 actually. The robot's behaving as sort of a drone for its owner. Of course. And so the group of soldiers who are clearly of a higher position than the guards you've been dealing with here, as their armor has many more angles and rods sticking off them. And they're like, please come with us. We'll take you to where you will be paid.
Very well.
And you all get they take you down into the hangar where you can see a number of ships have all landed. And you get aboard and are flown down to they fly you out and they bring you to a larger ship that's like with all of the others, about half the size of the ship you guys were just on.
Meaning
So-
more than half, because there's only half of it exists.
Yeah, but very large as far as ships go in that regard. And you all are escorted on, and the Genomed logo in large letters on the side, a little bit larger than the ship's brand name, which a standard practice is that you aren't legally allowed to cover up the brand name of a ship you purchase. As you see that it is a Othelius class warship. You are all let on and escorted through the halls for a bit before being brought into an office with what is clearly a high-ranking manager for the Genomed company, and he looks up. Looks like you all dealt with quite the sticky situation.
Yeah.
So, we've been running some calculations, and it seemed, the damage to the ship was starship was quite extensive, and we've also been informed that you lost firearms that were lended to you by the company. These will be docked from your pay, of course, right alongside the transportation to get to the ship in the first place. Calculating all of that in alongside the original agreed upon payment, your scout group are going to be left with a remainder of, and he's sitting there like typing onto like a little calculator thing. Sorry, I'm just doing some quick math. Sorry, give me a second. Your final payment will clock in at 3,000 or 3,026 credits or shadow credits. And he puts down the money in front of you.
Thank you, sir.
If you'd like, we will allow you to stay on board until we arrive at our next destination, free of charge. We'll be setting off soon.
It is very much appreciated, sir.
Barbara says nothing.
Is there a quarters that we can stay at for the time being?
You should be able to bunk up in you should be able to bunk up and stay in one of the communal spaces. Maybe the cafeteria or a bench in the hall.
Yes, sir.
And so he sets down the money, and so the money within this world, to give you all an idea, so this is the money symbol within this world. This symbol that I made at the start of episode in the background while you all were talking. And actual money takes
it looks like an S doing a pole dance.
Well, part of that comes from the fact that money itself is purple rods that come in varying lengths. Hang on. They come in varying lengths and thicknesses.
Go on.
Of all sorts of shapes and sizes that are used. Basically, the actual weight of the currency is the value of it. So whether you're getting this in a powdered form or a solid form or whatever, what this money actually is so shadow steel is the primary metal used in most things in this world, and it is a type of steel that has been refined within dark energy plasma or shadow energy plasma. Imbuing it with the elements of dark matter into it to make it stronger. But there's a way to imbue more dark matter into it, and that is to integrate into it there's this fine dust-like material found floating in clusters in shadow space. And if you incorporate that directly into the shadow steel forging process, it makes a lighter, darker colored metal that is not as strong or durable and not as useful in terms of uses. And so, when I say 3,026, What that is it is 3,026 ounces. Or is ounces the right word I'm looking for? A unit of weight?
Yeah, that's
Parsecs.
for lighter. Yeah,
Yeah.
ounces is lighter than pounds.
Is that the smallest unit of weight that most people generally use? I feel like I'm thinking...
No, you're correct because
Oh no,
16
gram.
ounce.
Gram is the word I was looking
Yeah.
for. Well, I said ounces. So you are being given 3,026 grams of this material.
Man, ready to sniff up money.
A single gram is about half the size of a penny. Because of how light this metal is.
To sniff money. I'm surprised you don't hear the yelling near my door.
That is a little bit.
Only very faintly when you're talking. So in context, you are all just handed about 6 pounds of money. 6.5 pounds.
That's how much I have in pennies. It's heavy as fuck.
In terms of kilograms, for those who use that measurement, this is about 3 kilograms of money, in the form of various small rods and coinage. How do you all want to distribute across each other?
Well, we both get 1,000. We all get through. All of us get 1,000. Right?
Right? Is that what? Does everybody agree to that?
And then
Lovely. Admittedly, I think Barbara should get a little bit remainder for her marvelous genome translation.
yeah, I think it's fine for Barb to get the last remaining 26. I'm fine with having 1,000.
Barbara says nothing.
As am I.
For the ease of calculation, by the way, more or less, it's a 1-to-1 comparison to USD.
Actually, Barbara refuses to take that extra.
20. You're not going to take the 26?
Yes.
Alright, so that means that there's
Well-
still an extra 26 untaken.
Well, if we... Because I know 12 and 12 is 24, leaving 2 remaining. That's... Computer brain. I need to pull out computer brain.
Stick
Or computer brain was 26 divided by 3.
26 divided by 3. Well, that would be 8 2/3.
8.6666667.
So
Yes.
you...
Indeed.
But you can't do a decimal value of this.
So at least all 3 of us will at least get 8, leaving 6 coins remaining.
No, it would leave 4 remaining, right?
8. Wait.
Wait, no, wait. Hang on.
It would leave 2 remaining.
26 divided by 3.
8 plus 8 plus 8.
No, it
Yeah.
would leave 2 remaining.
Okay,
If each of you got
then-
8, it would leave 2 remaining.
so then Barbara gets the last 2. So Barbara gets
the
10.
last 2.
Yes.
Does Barbara take the last 2?
No.
So right now you all have 1,008, and there's 2 still sitting to be distributed.
Barbara just
Oh.
takes the 1,000 and leaves.
Oh.
Can Torian sneak the last 2 into
Well,
Barbara's pocket?
She just took 1,000 and left, which means
He
there
doesn't
is
want the 20.
10 still sat there. After Barbara does that.
Well then,
Uh,
if we divide it for just between 2 of us, we both get 13. The 26.
5 plus 8, 13, yeah. Is that what
Very well.
you 2 do?
Yes, and I guess we can arguably try to spend 10 or 12, 10 of it on Barbara if she tries to buy something.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, so 13 for both of us, but we will make sure to share 10 for Barbara.
Indeed. And I do believe before our next mission, it seems like getting Barbara back in good spirits of some sorts would be a very important thing to do.
I think Barbara likes pink stuff and self-care and shopping. She was very excited beforehand about it.
Absolutely. Yes. So a nice shopping center.
And also,
wrong ones.
oh, you're right. I did that wrong. And a quick important note, just so you all know, in the world of Shadow Space, in this campaign, leveling up is done via money.
Money.
Money is your experience points as well as what you use to buy new equipment. You need to find a person who can provide you with a service to give you the character upgrade you desire. So maybe you go to somebody to download knowledge into your brain, or through either programmer or genetic rewriting, or somebody who can inject you with something to give you more muscle sinew, or like improved mechanical component in your body. You know what I mean?
Yeah, give yourself assets not necessary, but they are cosmetically appeasing.
What does
Barbara
that mean?
goes to a firing range if there is one on board the ship. Like maybe where they go to train their like security.
There
officers.
100% would be one.
And maybe this could be like a good way to like use Jack of all trades to like improve ranged combat.
Nope, you cannot do that.
What?
Leveling up is done through buying things. Or do you want to pay somebody for more knowledge for training? Is that what?
I assume that a firing range costs money, especially if you're like technically a civilian.
Yeah, okay, that's what you meant. You wanted to go to a firing range and like go there to level up your shooting skill.
Yeah.
And get
plus,
like pointers and training character.
Yeah, and like Jack of all trades.
Okay. Hang on.
I have in total 1,087 because I still had 74 credits remaining in my inventory.
Oh, thanks for reminding me.
It's true. I think I still had 61 credits left over.
Oh yes, I mean you still had
64.
credits.
Alright, let me just add that.
Woo, we're rich again, guys.
Yeah, how much store did you have in your credits beforehand, Hopper?
I had 74.
So
That's what I said. I have 187 now.
187, got it. Or 1,087, you mean?
Yes, 1,087. Thank you.
Alright. I forgot y'all already had some money in the written down inventory in the Discord.
It's okay.
How much do you have, did you have on you already, Barbara?
I had 64, so now I have 1,064.
Alright. And how much did you have, Torian?
I had 61. So I believe I now have 1,074.
Yes.
Alright. So you want to go and give yourself some training in firearms, you said, Barbara.
Yes.
So I'm gonna quickly look something up. How much does it cost to get a firearms license in the United States?
Oh, I can't imagine it's that expensive.
From $30 to
$10.
$30 to $3,000, depending on where you are, depending on the type of license. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it'll cost you 30 credits.
Nice.
Sure.
So give yourself firearm training. You more or less go and find a person who can provide you with like pointers and training information, and you're going to you will be spending a majority of the flight to the next location learning that, and the time on the ship, because that would take some time.
Can Hopper learn
character-wise.
martial arts?
Character-wise, I'm blowing off steam.
You want to learn martial arts?
Yes, please.
Hang on.
You said that was
Price
30
of karate classes.
I don't know.
Average prices are from 80 to 150 per month. I'm gonna go ahead and say, I think we're gonna go with 80.
Okay.
If this seems unfair and unbalanced, that learning martial arts is more expensive than learning how to use a gun, welcome to Shadow Space, and the fact that money is their primary way of doing things.
It's basically if America infected the cosmos.
Also, it's worth noting, Barbara has to eat food. So I'm going to ambiently charge you an additional... hang on, I'm gonna quickly look
God
up.
damn it. I can't...
No, listen, no, because Tori and I agreed we'll feed Barbara. We're spending her 10 credits to feed Barbara.
Oh, yeah.
Average price of a meal at Applebee's.
And Barbara doesn't... Barbara doesn't eat when she's depressed.
I'm going to...
Oh, wait, no, she does. She goes to Ben and Jerry's.
I'm going to charge each of you $30.
What are you talking? Why $30? Why we're all getting charged $30?
Because you're all helping them buy their food, correct?
Oh, okay.
No,
I was just very confused.
Barbara's already bought Ben and Jerry's.
Because you're all chipping in towards her meals, you're each paying an equal amount. Unless one of you wants to pay less and make the others pay more.
I'll pay more so they pay less.
Do you all let Barbara do that?
Hold on, I was doing things, making sure information was updated.
You need to collectively figure out how you're all spending $90. Because it's going to cost that's the cost of all of the meals Barbara will eat during the transit.
Hopper is fine paying. I was just very confused, like why we're all spending $30, and I was like confused in a second. Like that's how much it will cost. Like, damn, $90, Barbara. How much you eating?
Wait, can you guys hear me?
No, now we can hear
I can
you.
hear you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I keep saying that Barbara buys Ben and Jerry's, so you don't have
No,
to pay for it.
I heard. Sorry, I was silent because I was editing something.
You're each going to spend at least $10, right? Do you let Barbara pay for the rest of it? Because you both want to spend at least $10 on Barbara, correct?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I've already left the room, guys.
This is over the course of a whole trip. We're calculating the cost of your food.
Yeah, sure, okay. Okay.
Like Barbara's gonna go get Ben and Jerry's. Hopper passes by, like, I'll pay that for you.
All right. So are you each only going to spend $10 on Barbara, or do either of you want to pick up more of the bill?
Right. Torian will pick up more of the bill for Barbara.
How much more? How much money do you spend total on Barbara?
I'd say 30.
30?
Their cat?
So currently Hopper's spending 10, Torian's spending 30, and Barbara's spending 50. Is that how
I'm
we're
really
keeping
confused. I thought you said 30.
this? It's $90 for all the meals over the whole entire of the trip.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Lucci. My cat is here. That's what you heard crying. Is my cat.
Alright, so 10. I completely fucking lost track of. Okay.
Lucci.
30.
Are you spending any more than $10, Hopper?
I'll spend.
50 is 984.
I'll spend 20.
You're gonna spend 20?
Yeah.
So Hopper's spending 20, Torian's spending 30, and Barbara's spending 40. Is that how we're keeping that?
I thought it was.
We're
so
still
sorry.
calculating it. Don't worry. I'm keeping track of the money right here on stream. You're good.
Alright, alright.
Is that how we're
I'm
sticking it?
sorry. Yes. I'm sorry. I'm like, my cat took my brain. I'm sorry. She ate my
Okay.
You're a
brain.
crazy cat lady now.
So
No.
1007 minus 20 will be 897. You have $897 left.
Eh.
Who does?
Hopper. Barbara is gonna have. You have 1034 minus 40. 994.
994.
Yep. 994.
Is there any possible way that I can, during the flight, talk to, like, I forget, there are no more engineers on the ship, are there?
Oh, there would definitely be engineers on this ship.
Okay. Would it be possible to talk to one about the idea of possibly getting, like, rockets or jetpacks or thrusters installed for Tori?
Um,
Or is that maybe a little bit out of the depth or the ability for these folks right now at this moment?
no, you might be able to find somebody who can do that. Let me just figure out. What, do you want one that's just a thruster to launch you forward, or a jetpack for flight?
Oh,
Are you thinking about like? Okay.
I think probably. Shoot, that's a really good question. I feel like
Oh, gee.
there's a part of me that wants both, but I assume there's not much time for that.
You would not be able to afford both in all likelihood.
Oh, okay. I think then for now, jetpack for flight. Or actually, sorry, this.
The
So
jump
jetpack-
boosting one would be about $1,000, while the flight one would be about $15,000. So you cannot afford a flight jetpack.
Okay.
Although actually, hang on, it's just you approaching them, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, when you approach them and ask for it, you can't afford any kind of. You do not have enough money for them to install a jet booster into you. They say 15,000 in order to get the jump boosters, or the jump propeller like rockets,
Is
or
that
the
racism at
movement
its finest?
boosters.
Sounds like it.
Chopper passes by. Hey, Torian. What are you up to?
Negotiating.
Oh,
You with this robot?
yes.
Huh. Why is the robot off doing shopping on its own?
Oh, well, we all, a friend of mine and I suggested we go off in our different ways to see what we can do to help improve ourselves, to, get better equipment and stuff.
Right.
Is there a problem?
Well, it's trying to talk with me about installing some rocket boosters in it for higher speed. I was saying operation like that, cracking the thing open, putting all the machinery in, would cost around $15,000 min.
Oh, that's quite a lot.
You want to give a charm check?
Yes.
Right.
I have attractive. Like Barbara does. I'm sorry, my cat is wanting attention, so I'm like
two
grooming
sexy
her right
women.
now.
Two sexy
Yeah.
women haggling for better pricing. I guess I can knock it down to $1,000 or 1,000 credits.
That's cutting me on the throat.
Do y'all pay for it?
That sounds good. Like looks
Thank you.
Torian. No problem.
Thank you. I shall pay for. I shall pay the 1,000 credits for.
So this rocket booster, the way it's gonna work mechanically is you get a one extra free movement action per turn.
Ooh.
Cool.
And this can be used to move in any direction, including upward or like horizontal while midair. These rockets can also be used to make your jumping more precise.
Don't forget about space.
So, one free movement action, and a extra and plus 1d for your jump ability is what it does. If you want to write down, hand, what would the exact wording be for you to write down? So,
You wouldn't even.
Rocket Boosters is the name of the ability, and its description is grants user one free movement action per round, and plus 1d to jump actions. Also, as Barbara pointed out, you don't need to write this one down, but this gives you heightened maneuverability when you're in space, and that you are no longer at the whims of whatever the last force acted on you was.
Yeah, you wouldn't even need to spacewalk anymore.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
And I say rocket boosters, so that's a fun thing. Rocket boosters aren't really a thing in this world. It's a gravity booster, is what it really is. Where it imparts a force away from you via gravitational warping. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the way that all these ships are flying is that they are more or less falling through space by changing the direction gravity moves in. And the way these rocket boosters on you work is that they're just a sudden enforcing of gravitational energy in one direction. Which visually looks like a flash of your bright blue energy. Coming out of... Where are the rockets placed on your body, out of curiosity?
I think probably might be best for them to be on the Torian's back.
So, yeah, it's a pair, like, your back opens up with
that's it.
two big booster engines that, like, something that looks similar to a booster engine. It just is like a poof flash of blue
Yeah.
light.
Like
Allowing
a
us to
great
propel
central
around.
point for it to be.
Yeah. And they can sort of, when they come out, you can sort of pivot them loosely like, within a certain range of movement. Basically the same range of movement a wrist would have. And by moving, it's like 2 large rockets that are about a little bit smaller than your pectorals. Your giant robot pectorals, you know? Alright.
Nice.
So that's what you got. Any other shopping anybody wants to do?
Hey Barbara.
I'm still at the firing range.
Well,
I'm not actually
there.
this journey is taking several days of time. We're figuring out within a loose timeline everything you guys are doing.
That's basically mostly what Barbara's doing.
Fair. So at some point when
She's
you're in the
letting
firing
off-
range, when you're at the firing range, Hopper will approach you.
Hey Barbara.
What?
You want to get a spa treatment?
No.
No. Not even like a deep massage.
What do you want, Hopper?
I just want you to be happy. I understand, like, the choices we made, or I guess forced you to abide by, or not to your liking.
I don't
And
know
I
what
know-
you're talking about. We got paid. I'm happy. Look at me. Happy, happy, happy. As she says this, she lets out like
Happy, happy,
she lets out like a
happy.
blast with every happy she says.
Mm.
You know, we did it. We got our money. You know, why should I worry about a couple of stupid mutants? It's not like they're human, right?
You know what I'm trying to say.
Tori and Barbara, I know you don't mean that. And I am so sorry that things turned out the way they did. But I assure you, we will make things right, and we will help more folks like the Genome Soldiers. You have my word. And I would like, may I give you a hug?
No. He says.
Very well.
Hey, you the
That's
Union
it.
busting scouts?
Mm.
You notice one of the guards of the ship is approaching.
Yes?
Boss has got a mission for you if you want to come along.
Great. Perfect. I throw my pistol at like the last singed target.
Okay. Thanks.
So, you're all brought to the same manager who had paid you. He looks up and is like, if it isn't our guests. I was reviewing more information about everything that happened aboard the ship. And it seems like all of you did a great job of busting that union. And I think you can help do much the same. See,
Oh?
we're right now we're on our way to sorry, tongue-tied. Right now we're on our way to planet Charon. And we have a few outposts on that planet. It's a major trade hub. And a union has formed right near one of our businesses. One that's been offering free services to people in the area.
And you want us to crush it?
Dissuade them from engaging in their unwise business practices, however you see fit. Yes. They are providing incredibly unsafe medical treatments, unsafe and unregulated medical treatments to people within the area. And, well, I'm sure once you get there, you'll see the issue that's underway.
What kind of treatments are they offering?
Somehow, these people have gotten their hands on genetic rewriting injections, similar to the ones that are produced here at the Genomed Corporation. Except theirs are sloppy, haphazard. See, the human genome is really, really complex, as I'm sure you understand. A lot going on in there. Every single cell is doing something entirely different. So to create a good genetic rewrite injection like what the folks here at Genomed make, it requires huge amounts of understanding of not just human bodies in general, but the body of your specific patient. If you want to do something as simple as changing the color of someone's eyes, you need to understand thousands of cells and how they work on a particular person. But these people are just giving out haphazard injections, promising to help people get back lost limbs or give them enhancements to their strength. But
I put my robotic elbow on his desk.
He pulls back and cringes a little the same way you do if you just smelled a dirty diaper.
Yo.
Perhaps as payment we can offer you a replacement limb for your issue there.
I have no issue.
What?
His eyes dart between you and Torian for a moment. He's like, of course you don't. But either way, they're...
I flex my fingers in a way that makes a really loud creaking noise.
He shudders.
I would like to show off my new thruster that I just got installed on my body.
It's
I'm looking forward to using.
You start thrusting all over his office.
It's worth note that this guy's pupils are sort of slitted, and his ears have 2 points to them, like a double-pointed elf ear. And when he speaks, it takes you a moment to realize that the inside of his mouth is an unnatural color. As you realize, this man is a splicer.
Hopper knows. That's what she. Oh, he's very more upset because it's like botch splicing shit. Oh no.
Yeah, which you guys would know, one of Genomed's main ways of making money is splicing technology. DNA rewriting and the implanting of new strands of DNA into people.
He knows. He's seen things he's not supposed to see. He's seen things.
But yeah, he's just like, they're offering uncouth back alley deals and unsafe treatments for people, and no less right at the edge of our company town. They're technically just outside the bounds of territory that we legally own within trade union law. So they're able to get away with it. But they're also not under the protection of any particular corporate group. So there's nothing stopping us from sending a couple of scouts such as yourselves to take care of it. Realistically, we could probably expend a few of our own soldiers, but, well, you know the kind of negative press you get when you send a group of corporate thugs to take care of an issue. No matter how in the right you are, people will always find a way to spin it bad, especially on a major trade planet like this.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Turns out being in the right doesn't always get what you want.
Exactly. Charian is a very fascinating planet. And you'll have to be careful once we touch down. See, Charian is under the effects of a near constant storm releasing benign levels of radiation. Nothing too dissimilar from what you'd experience on a planet that's closely orbiting a star, mind you. But it leads to the most beautiful atmospheric events. Really, it'd be a wonderful place to take a vacation after you're done. And we won't charge you for the transport.
I'm just checking. Where is the ship we're on currently going now?
Charion, the location of the mission.
Oh.
We're stopping off at a different city than the one where the issue is, so as we pass over the city, we'll be putting you into some drop pods, if you'd be okay with that.
Oh.
May we perhaps take a moment to discuss some things on our own as a group?
Of course, the flight will be going on or it'll still take us it's still going to be a bit of time before we head off. We're still trying to get the Lazarus hooked up to our fleet before making the shadow jump, and once we do the jump, it'll be about a 8-hour flight before we're able to exit and be within orbit of Charion.
Very well. Thank you. One moment. I would like to just pull Hopper and Barbara aside.
Feel free
like a group
to
huddle.
feel free to continue taking advantage of what's going on, of all of the services we offer on the ship, and you can come back and let me know of your decision before we make the shadow jump. And he
Thank you.
gives a large, toothy grin with his slightly yellow-colored razor-sharp teeth. And with that, you all sort of leave his office.
I'll do this.
Splicers. Oh, this is gonna be complicated.
I would love nothing more in this moment than to pursue a different mission with a different company for our next mission.
Why?
Because many things about this mission do not sit right with me. I do not feel comfortable with busting a union again. And everything about... Personally, I believe Genomed's values towards the people they wish for us to suppress go against the values that I and Penelope hold dear.
Oh, really? Barbara folds her arms. Now are we feeling squeamish?
Barbara, please.
What do you mean,
Barbara.
please? Please what? Why should this be any different from our last mission?
You think it wasn't hard for us to even come to that term of decision?
I don't think
For us?
He wasn't just some stranger, Hopper. Trampy was our friend.
I
And
know.
Yes.
And I was taught to never be mean to your friends. Never. We just looked him in the eye and said, sorry, too bad.
Hmm.
Did you see the way he looked at me?
Did he also-
starts to quiver again.
But did you also notice how quickly he also turned his gun onto you?
I don't blame him.
we were all doing what we could to survive. And unfortunately, in that instance, that I believe was what was perhaps the only thing we could do in order for us to survive.
So why shouldn't this next job be any different? After
I
all, we're
believe
just
that-
trying to make a living.
I believe because now we have options. We don't have to accept this mission if we don't want to. Worst comes to worst, we search for another mission, a better mission. It's not as if it is not to say, the situation is not such that if we reject this mission, we will be drawn fire upon and pinned to a situation where we very well might perish.
Stop it, Lucci. Sorry.
Lucci,
I was gonna try to say something and she starts breaking my chair.
I'm gonna give Lucci a star point.
Sorry. Like, Hopper's just in, like, deep thought, like, wanting to say something, but just choosing to not say a thing, because she knows whatever she says is not gonna make anything better. Because nothing can be said to make the situation better. Like Torian said, we can easily reject this mission and hope for something else. I'd rather do something of an escort or a bodyguard than breaking up a union. But you know, just like anyone else, unions are very much frowned upon.
Then why should the next job we do be any different? You know, whatever job you take, someone's gonna have to suffer for it.
I know. And I've been in missions before that it was just in passing. I thought we're helping. Thought I was helping someone. In the end, it didn't turn out that way. So I've been in both sides of the spectrum. I thought I was doing the right thing. I ended up being wrong. And doing the wrong thing, but just happened to help out in just the luck of time. And sometimes nothing can be done other than let someone else do it.
Then what do you want to do then?
It's difficult to say. I want to help them, even though yes, what he's saying, the practices is very much not good, because it could be that maybe they don't have all the necessary tools and the medical process is actually hazardous to those who greatly need it. So I'd rather explore and learn what it is doing and what can be done to help them move somewhere else. Because all they need to know is we stop them. Doesn't necessarily mean we're punishing them. Right?
Doesn't matter to me. At least now I know not to make friends on any of these missions. That way I'm not really betraying anyone. So go ahead, pick the next mission. I'll just do my job and make my money.
What do you say, Torian? Lucci, muévete. Muévete. No, get off! Sorry, I'm trying to make a plush, and she decides this plush is my bed. No!
Oh.
I'm trying to make clothes for the plush, because it's a birthday gift for a person's birthday in 2 days, and she's like, I'm gonna lay on it.
I'm gonna quickly have the scene follow Barbara for a moment. So, Barbara, as you go walking away and you're making your way along through the halls,
I'm
You'll-
walking away.
I thought you said you were walking away. Did I misunderstand? Sorry.
I didn't say it, but I'm kind of curious what you had in mind.
I mean, I can make the scene play out in a little bit. You guys finish the scene.
Well, she asked Torian, like, what does he think? What do they think?
I mean, truth be fully told, I don't want to continue to work for GeoNet
Genomed.
and Genomed. Genomed. Thank you.
That's fair. But hopefully, maybe wherever we get dropped off at, we could find another company. But I honestly would not know how to do that. Sorry.
I understand. Do you suppose then that there is a way that we can help the people supplying the DNA splicing of sorts to help their union while still technically completing the mission in such a way that Genomed will compensate us for our efforts?
Right now, they're talking about they're like basically out of territory, but they're causing problems on this populous planet. You know, they're worried about their own assets, right? Everything comes down to if we could get them on their own craft or their own spacecraft and have them go somewhere else. That's the only way I could think of. And that's the one source we don't have. And even owning even a sizable vessel for even 20 people is way too expensive than we currently can carry. The most I could think of is literally just reject but hope to be dropped off and find another company to join on that planet.
Before Barbara walks away, she does suggest we could go independent. It's what I used to do. I mean, it's not pretty. It doesn't pay well. Can't afford your own ship, but you know, the hours are good. You get to be your own boss.
You are technically all independent as scouts, but I mean, you mean like not work for a corporation, but work for like random people is what you mean? Like take up small contracts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
basically what I used to do before
Yeah.
Before doing like the commissions. Basically when I was still amateur.
So, to quickly clarify what you guys are in lore, is you're members of the Scout Corps. The Scout Corps are technically, in the eyes of the Trade Federation, another corporation. But a uniquely positioned, or not even a corporation, they're an officially recognized organization. That so long as scouts follow a certain subset of rules, they are able to do things that no corporate employee could do. Because there's rules and limitations to what corporations are allowed to do to each other that the Scout Corps doesn't have to listen to. They have a different set of rules they follow. You are more or less freelance workers who can jump from contract to contract and work for any company you want and don't have to stay with any company long term for any means. But if you bail on a contract, a company is under no obligation to continue hiring you, and there's technically nothing stopping them from hiring another scout to come after you and capture you. But there's also a rule that scouts cannot kill scouts. So a scout they can hire a scout to come, knock you out, capture you, bring you to them, and then they can do what they want to you. But a scout is never allowed to kill another scout. So you could take this contract, get dropped off, and then bail on your contract, and you just didn't have to deal with the repercussions of Genomed being mad at you for bailing. You know?
And we
Yeah.
wouldn't want that.
How long is our contract with them anyway? Do you remember?
Contracts don't have a length,
question.
they're objective-oriented contracts. So technically you guys aren't under contract with them anymore, because you did what you were hired to do.
Okay. Okay, so we'll say
that's-
Torian projects that to us.
That's another thing that is different about scouts is most people, when they're working for a company, they are locked into a more or less indefinite contract. Most people are born into a contract that they then either have to get fired, buy their way out of, or get traded to another company. Or go AWOL and officially be labeled as a unionist. Which puts them outside of any legal protection. Like, another bit is, say, treat the corporations like countries, almost. A Genomed employee can't kill an employee of Trojan because that would be against the corporate laws that exist, that were put in place after the corporate wars. So there's this mutually assured protection of each other. But a Genomed employee can kill a scout, because scouts aren't given legal protection. Or they can kill a unionist, because a unionist isn't given legal protection. But generally, people don't just kill scouts without good reason. Or I shouldn't say they can kill a scout without percussion. You need a justification to kill a scout, whereas you don't need a justification to kill a unionist.
Okay.
The Scout Corps collectively, while there is no centralized leadership, there's just this sort of collective camaraderie between scouts where they cooperate with each other and don't get in each other's way, but they will take opposing contracts against each other very frequently. And if a company went ahead and killed a scout without a good reason, they've just made themselves an enemy of the Scout Corps, and generally all scouts will collectively decide to not take missions from that company anymore. Because that company pissed off the Scout Corps. So the Scout Corps is like the closest you can get to being a free person in society, you know? But becoming a Scout Corps is very dangerous because you also don't have any legal protection, or you don't have any wider protection net. Because working for a corporation, as much as it means your rights only go as far as the corporation says they do, it also means you are given, like, the company doesn't want its workers to die, so they will do everything in their power to keep you alive, safe, and housed. They won't do that for scouts. So scouts can very much end up going hungry. Anyway, yeah.
Thank you, Torian.
Lore spiel.
I'm just gonna say Barbara walks away because I'm very curious as to what you had in mind.
Okay. You know what? You're right, Barbara. And as Torian has just reminded us, we don't have to continue this contract. We could find someone else, like Torian said. So they said they're going to Charion. We just tell them, no, thank you. This is the end of our contract upon agreement, and they will drop us off to the next destination. We don't have to be doing that mission at all. We can find this union for ourselves and see what we can do outside of company aid. Sounds fair? We don't have to worry about completing a task with a hard eye on us. But yes, again,
Torian, are you
sorry
there?
for
Okay,
Oops,
so
sorry.
you've been quiet for so long.
It's, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just worried. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, sorry for getting you upset.
all right. So the two of you are gonna. You're the plan is to not take the contract that was offered. Got it. So as Barbara steps off on their own, as you're
It's
walking
her
along,
own.
what?
That's okay. I said on her own. That's okay.
Yeah, what did I
You
say?
said their own. But,
I mean,
it's fine. I feel weird for even bringing it up now.
yeah. As she walks off on her own, the words. As you're walking along, you will get or you will overhear a conversation of like, man, now the Lazarus got real beat up, huh? I mean, guess that's what they get for giving it a name like that. What do you mean a name like that? Nothing, just old Earth tales. Do you know what they're planning on doing with it? I guess it's gonna be brought to a space dock over Charian that we have going on, and for scrapping. What about all the research data and the Geno soldiers? It's all gonna get offloaded into the Genomed facility in the Genomed city in Athens City. Well, sorry, that's me getting tongue-tied. The guy lets out like a whistle. He's like,
Barbara
what
wonders why he would say that.
why? Who would say what?
Sorry. The.
Fuck you. You get a star point. Fuck you.
Oh,
Um,
I thought you were gonna take one away. Like worth it.
Hang on. I'm just copying the star point.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, they're gonna offload them into the Genomed facility in in Athens City. Athens City. Are we sure we want to be leaving them on a planet like that? Wasn't the whole point of doing the research in a space station to keep a secret? Apparently, the higher ups have deemed Lazarus's end of research a dud. A dud. What are we gonna do with the Genos then? I don't know. Either fry them or sell them to whoever the top bidder is. Maybe we could sell them to that TV studio in the city. Maybe they can make some use using them as arena combatants. Maybe. The ship's been hooked up to ours right now. Apparently we're. So I just realized sorry, earlier I said hours. I meant to say that the guy was like, "Oh, we're only gonna be a few." They don't use time scales like hours and such. He's like, but he says,
Because
it's space, yeah. The
rotational cycle of the sun.
yeah, time is kept using quantum clocks, which is like basically measuring the movement of atoms. He's like, apparently so I'm gonna start using like a more generic time scale that is unclear. He's gonna be
Like the star dates.
yeah, we've got the got the Lazarus all hooked up to our ship, and we're gonna be heading off in about. So we're getting ready to do a jump in about 20 to 30 20 to 30 quays.
Kiloquays.
Kiloquays, yes. Star point.
Yay.
I don't know these terms.
That's the
It's
point.
okay, you don't have to. It's just for the sake of immersion.
So you now realize like, ooh, the Lazarus is firmly attached to the ship you're on right now, and so you could in theory go and do stuff on it if you wanted to, or try and get to it to do stuff on it through a quick spacewalk. Or you could wait until they get to wherever they're going and try and figure out things, because in theory, you don't know what happened to your Geno soldier friends, if they got killed or recontained or what.
Well, by the sound of it, it sounds like they're gonna be sold.
Mm-hmm.
into like either they're either going to be euthanized or sold in like some kind of coliseum, or, like
Mm-hmm.
Thunderdome.
Yeah.
Man,
Also,
I'm like thinking like, man, Hopper really needs a certain upgrade, but they're gonna look at her funny like, why do you need this upgrade?
also, Doodle, I DM'd you a thing.
You did? I'm so sorry. I am blind
That's
as a
okay.
mice.
I
I'm
just need
blind
a.
as
I need a response.
I'm blind as 3 mice from Shrek.
Oh,
Very specific.
I'm wearing women's
type of
underwear.
blindness.
Do you want that number? Sorry, you're not supposed to ask a girl that number.
Just type it. Just type it to me.
You're not supposed to ask for her weight is rude.
Telling me the information.
It's
I
true.
need. Thank you.
He just
the
he
fuck?
looks at it and goes, "Whoa!"
Um,
I asked for your weight, not your phone number.
as you're like listening in on that,
Yo,
that's a star point.
yo,
That's a star point to both of you, actually.
yo, that's such a mean thing to say.
I know. I could never say that in real life.
Yo, I feel like that's something Barbara would say.
As you're all walking to
Except Barbara would actually be completely sincere about that. Like she would actually think that's her
Yeah.
phone number.
after that conversation, though, Barbara, you make your way back to the shooting gallery, and after a few moments, you're gonna get approached by somebody, and it's gonna be like, "Are you Barbara?" You hear from behind you.
I go,
Barbara?
who's asking?
Hmm.
Seriously, who's asking?
Uh,
Or no,
I've
since
been-
we're out of firing range, I go, what?
the guns aren't that loud in
loud.
shadow space. You don't need air protection for the plasma firearms.
Pew, 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 pew.
Mike,
Are
are
you
you a cop?
I have reason to believe that you've been traveling with something. Or an
I
employer,
travel
or
with
an
lots of
employer,
things.
an employer of mine has a reason to believe you've been traveling with something. Unit H09937. An advanced machine.
You never heard
I
such
then
numbers before.
go. Oh, that's sweet. But no, this isn't advanced. I made it myself.
I'm referring to the robot you're traveling with. There's an individual who is interested in it. They'll be able to meet you in Athens City. I'm being paid to pass this information along, and I won't get paid if you don't show up to the meeting location. So I would really appreciate it if you did. And they're gonna hand you I guess it'd just be a piece of paper. I was trying to think of something sci-fi, but they give you a piece of paper.
Space paper.
They give you a
paper.
hollow chip.
Shadow paper.
They gave me a piece of spaper.
Spaper. They give you a piece of spaper. That's
That they bought from Staples.
Staples.
yes. Both of those things are canon now. I hope you realize that. So they hand you a piece of
I wouldn't
paper.
have it any other way.
I gave you a star point also. They give you a
Thank
piece
you.
of paper to with like an address on it. If you bring the robot there, you will be entitled to a very large payoff.
Not my robot. Why not just take it now and be done with it?
We can't take it here.
Why not?
I'm just a messenger. I don't have the details. I'm the only one they have here delivering the message. I'm not the one who's supposed to pick it up. somebody at that location is. If you can be there in 28 quintons, you'll be able to, or like I said, you're supposed to be entitled to a very large pay.
I like quintons.
And they're gonna walk away.
But how much is it, Papa? Where did he go?
So it
Your
seems like
shadow
somebody.
walked out of sight.
So somebody's interested in purchasing Torian from you.
Well, they said robot, but
Yeah, Torian.
Because
Well-
nobody aboard this ship knows that Hopper's a robot. Or an android.
who knows? Could be Torian's owner.
And they want to pay you, but just bring Torian back to this location.
This location that coincidentally is
Athens City is where this ship
Yeah.
is going.
that coincidentally the genomes are also being taken.
So,
Could be a connection.
what is everybody's plan from here? Anything else you all want to do while you're aboard the ship?
Well, I was hoping for a certain upgrade, but I think everyone will look at me crazy, and I would just say never mind and walk away.
What was the upgrade you wanted?
The upgrade was so she doesn't freaking fax machine in shadow space travel.
Mm.
And she's
would-
like,
Be very hard to do without looking suspicious.
yeah.
Yeah, without
Ah.
anybody catching on to the fact that you're a illegal robot.
Yeah, so she's like, I can't do it here. This is a company ship.
You
it's
could
gonna
try and
appear."
put it in yourself.
Sounds like something you're gonna have to look up
'Cause
on the dark web.
The
Or would it be called the shadow web? In this
you would only
universe?
need to encase your head in protective material. So you can either buy a helmet that will do it, or you can purchase the parts needed for shielding and get somebody else to do it for you, or try and do it to yourself in a mirror.
No, too risky. Maybe I could buy more cooler armor. Looks at her clothes. But I like my clothes. Maybe I could wear something on my head. I don't know. Where's Barbara? Barbara's really good with fashion sense.
Barbara, kind of gingerly, looks for the rest of them.
Yeah, at some point you're all able to find each other pretty easily in the time that you're on the ship.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah?
I know I've been down in the dumps, but
Within reason.
Yes.
really?
Yeah.
You think I was right?
You have every right to be upset.
Well, what if I had a way to not be upset anymore?
We're listening.
Also, quick note, Hopper, literally both your teammates have a sufficient technical know-how that they can perform the operation on you without issue.
Don't want to do in the ship. That's the main thing.
You just have to find a private space like a bathroom to do it in.
No.
Oh.
That's
Like when middle schoolers get their ears pierced in the gymnasium bathroom.
Or vaping in the bathroom.
no.
Well, considering that it would involve a lot of bleeding, I think the ear piercing thing was closer.
I mean, if you're doing it right, vaping involves bleeding too.
Jeez. Stop.
What the fuck?
Don't.
Anyway,
Right.
what was it
He's
you're gonna
being
say?
chaotic.
Sounding things. Anyways,
Vaping with the sounding with the vape pen. You genius. I know what I'm doing next time I go to the high school bathroom.
Wild.
No,
hey Brian, why is
no,
that,
you don't.
What are you gonna do? Why high school? Brian, why is there?
What were you gonna
smoke
say in
coming out of your dick?
character?
I was gonna say. Oh, now you're uncomfortable. I was going to say.
I'm never uncomfortable.
I hand them the piece of paper that I received. I'm like, I received a job about delivering you, I looked at Torian, to somebody. I don't know who, but I have my suspicions. I'm not sure if it's your owner. But I also overheard a conversation that the genomes were going to be taken to this place called Avid City.
But
To
Adventurous
Athens
Tower.
City on planet
Charion.
Charon.
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 Charon. Planet Charon.
Charon.
Yeah,
One at a time, please.
you're correct.
Charon.
Karen.
Charon.
Who are all the Karens?
City on planet Sharon.
Charon.
Charon.
I'm sorry.
And as I'm sharing this with you guys,
Oh, that's a sore
Um,
point.
fuck, I'm on a hot streak.
I mean, you are a pretty hot
Like, I
guy
think
and a pretty hard
the-
guile in game.
Guile?
Garl.
Oil.
I'd fuck both you and Barbara.
How dare you be so loud with your head thoughts?
Listen, I'm a hoe.
No.
You go to horny jail.
I
Bunk. So, now I was thinking, under the guise of delivering Torian to them, we could get paid, but also use this opportunity to infiltrate this fighting ring or euthanasia center that the genomes are being placed in.
A center for Chinese children?
And then we use this
Euthanasia.
opportunity.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Yeah. We use this opportunity to break them out.
Sounds
Now-
good.
Really?
Yeah. As long as we basically make sure we cancel this contract, we're floating between contracts, it should be fine. And so it gave no repercussions from any part. And I very much would want to make sure our friend Trampy is okay.
You mean it?
I do.
I looked at Torian. What about you? I feel like you have the most amount of stake in this.
Also,
if there is,
never mind, finish.
let's see, if there's a sliver of a chance that we may find Penelope and as including Trampy as well, I will happily take it. And I think knowing that you two will be able to.
Why are you entering my room? Get out of here.
What is
It's a
Barbara leaves
dog.
her room.
I'm sorry, Hopper. I'll give you privacy.
The dog just basically opened my door like, hello, room service. Get out of here. I'm sorry about that.
Sorry, go ahead.
Anyway,
Torian.
knowing that I may reunite with Penny and rescue Trampy, and knowing that you two will be by my side, in a sense, I will do this. I would be happy to join.
Oh, you guys! Oh, I love you. She gives both of you like a big hug, and her depressed demeanor just like completely vanishes, like it was never there to begin with.
All right.
We love you too, Barbara.
It's great to see you smile again.
Okay, let's cancel the contract and help save Champy.
Well, you don't have a contract you need to cancel. You're fine.
Yeah, we were saying no, thank you, sir. We will just be dropped off.
So do you want to
Barbara
try
wants to
and
go back in the office and go suck my dick?
do you want to try and get some plating to make yourself able to operate in Shadow Space, Hopper, and have the other two implant it in you somewhere?
Hopper's very nervous with this.
It would cost 80
You want
credits.
an upgrade? It'll be like a mechanical makeover.
I don't want him to be blatantly obvious, though.
Oh, of course not. Barbara immediately
Hides their arm.
puts away her nail polish.
Basically, what they would need
And
to
makeup
do.
bag.
So here's how the operation would have to happen, right? They would need to scalp your artificial skin in a clean and safe manner. Set it aside. Disassemble your artificial skull and replace the plating with the more resistant plating, and then put the artificial flesh back on.
No, thank you.
Does she?
Oh.
Do you
But-
tell Barbara all of this?
I will say, the
That
two
you
of
have
them
to do this?
working together are 100% capable of pulling this off, with the only scarring being visible at, like, underneath your hair.
She just doesn't want to do it in this ship because there's too many people that may find out. She'd rather do it off
You can
the
easily
ship.
find a place of privacy to do it in.
Piracy.
Sorry, my cat is stealing my hand again.
But yeah, you can find a place of privacy to do it in. Do you want to spend the 80 credits?
You should have seen the size of the cat that stole my hand.
God, fuck you, you're gonna get a star point.
Oh, gee. Stop
I'm
it.
just kidding. It was a giant centipede.
Baby. Baby. Stop
So, are you not gonna get the plating?
it. No.
Alright.
I want to, but
So instead you
I'm
just have to
sorry,
find a...
We have to go into your what now?
yeah. Don't worry about it. I can deal with, I've been dealing with the shadow space jumping stuff all the time. Maybe for I guess if you like, Barbara, you could help me find another outfit to wear, and you could paint my nails. I don't mind that.
There's no place here to buy clothing.
Oh, well, you
Oh
could
yeah,
paint my
we're ending
nails.
this contract.
How many people live without cosmetic upgrades?
You're on
There's no Forever 210.
this vessel isn't a general living place. You're in a working building.
No Forever 2001 Space Odyssey.
What?
I need to use the restroom, so I'll be right back.
Okay, well, actually, I think we might be ending session there anyway. If you can hold on a little longer.
Really? Oh no, it's already 9.
Come on, let her go to the bathroom.
Yeah, well, no, we're gonna wrap up the
Yeah.
session real fast, actually, because I think we've established everything we need.
Oh,
Right?
Yeah.
Because no one else was gonna go and buy
Torians.
anything else.
Barbara could just paint Harper's nails.
Yeah. So,
Torian will for sure help Barbara apply blush and foundation for her makeover.
but so
here, I will help.
our ending scene of this episode is, after a shadow jump, you all the ship goes through shadow jump and then exits, and you're all able to get out and get to a good window view as you see the planet Charon. It's a gas giant with a raging green storm running through it. And as you
Ew.
like greens and yellows and whites in color, and the starship flies down through the atmosphere, shaking as it goes, until it emerges out, and you see a burnt out landscape from the storm that it's subjected to at all times. but raising up in it the huge, like, Manhattan-scale metropolitan city of Athens, as we are now going to enter the first large-scale arc of the Shadow Space campaign, the Shattered Triangle. That's the name of the overall arc here, and if this was like a D&D book, like storybook, that would be the title.
So this is gonna be like the next 5 or 6 weeks.
This is gonna be the next large foreseeable future of the campaign.
Oh, okay.
The Shattered Triangle, this love triangle of friends.
Oh, so I hope you've all been enjoying this episode. You can go ahead and go take a piss now if you want, Hopper.
We find Penelope, and it becomes a love/friend rectangle. That's how
yes.
the triangle gets shattered.
complicated.
Those of you watching on YouTube,
Drama.
I hope you've all been enjoying this episode, and be sure that to go and check out after this goes live in about 15 minutes. So it should be up even if you start watching this as it aired, the video should be up by now. There is the After Shadow Space, where I sit down and talk a little bit more about the lore of the setting and make clarifications of misspeaks I may have done during this.
And I apologize about bringing up vaping through your dick hole.
Oh, no need to apologize. It's what I wanted. That's my kink.
That's what your subscribers.
I like it when a woman like puts her her mouth right on the tip and
All right,
like a balloon.
do you want to go to the bathroom now, Doodle?
I just want. Listen, I want a clown girl to tie me up like a balloon animal. You know, down there. I want my penis to be shaped like a dot. I hope you've all been enjoying. Be
Is
sure.
it possible to have?
Be sure. Wait, what were you gonna say? Possible to have what?
Is it possible to have a signature kink if you have indeed many kinks?
That's my secret cap. I have all the kinks. See,
Especially the ones that
Oh,
conflict with each other.
if I say I'm into everything, the audience will always be guessing what I'm actually into. But yes, be sure to come back 2 weeks from now for another episode of Shadow Space. And in the interim, next week there will be an episode of Fallout Retold, so go check that out. Doodle's also in that series. Yeah, check out some of the other stuff on the channel. I'm playing through Halo 2 currently as of the time this goes up, I'm pretty sure, if I haven't beaten it already. Let's go watch that. I don't fucking know. Dab.